remember the Oath Keepers, right? Members of this large but loosely organized collection of right-wing anti-government extremists were heavily involved in the planning and coordination of the January 6th Capitol insurrection. Among the at least 24 Oath Keepers charged was founder and leader Stuart "You'll Shoot Your Eye Out" Rhodes, who was sentenced to 18 years in prison for seditious conspiracy and other charges related to that day. Well, you know who else's name had appeared previously in that same data leak? That's right, Scott Baldwin. And then in 2022, he really let the hood slip. That January, he authored, and by authored, I mean put his name on a bill handed to him by ALEC, or another such organization, Senate Bill 167, one of a whole host of stupid, inane, worthless pieces of legislation introduced in red states across the country in response to the manufactured critical race theory controversy. In a committee hearing, Fisher's history teacher Matt Bockenfeld voiced his concerns. Quote, "For example, it's the second semester of U.S. history, so we're learning about the rise of fascism and the rise of Nazism right now. And I'm just not neutral on the political ideology of fascism. We condemn it, and we condemn it in full. And I tell my students the purpose, in a democracy, of understanding the traits of fascism is so that we can recognize it and that we can combat it. Of course, we're neutral on political issues of the day. We don't stand up and say who we voted for or anything like that. But we're not neutral on Nazism. We take a stand in the classroom against it. And it matters that we do." End quote. Well, that was a bridge too far for Baldwin, who responded, quote, "I have no problem with the education system providing instruction on the existence of those isms. I believe that we've gone too far when we take a position on those isms. We need to be impartial. I'm not sure it's right for us to determine how that child should think, and that's where I'm trying to provide the guardrails." End quote. So to paraphrase, Scott Baldwin said, "It's wrong to tell children that fascism was bad. You report, they decide." Fair and balanced, right? It should already be painfully obvious by this point that his politics are too extreme for a rapidly diversifying Hamilton County and too extreme for Hoosiers. Let's send him packing before he gets too comfy. And hey, I'm sure he'll land on his feet with that kind of talent for lazy, both sides are the same, false moral equivalence. There's surely a job waiting for him in mainstream media.